Hey everybody, my name is Mitchell.
I'm Stevie.
I'm Skaji.
And welcome to Tea and Tarot at Books, Beans, and Candles in Birmingham, Alabama. We are located in Southside. Yes, Tracy's laughing because I always forget that part, so not this time. All right, just a couple upcoming events. We have on the 1st, we're going to be doing our Bacchus Dionysus tea specials. I think you can sort of get the link there. So if you're feeling a little bit under the weather on the 1st, we have some teas that help perk you up. That's the best way to relieve some remedy, things. So on the first Friday, and that's going to be the 5th, we have Tea and Tarot in person. So this podcast goes on before, and then we, of course, take some of the spreads that we do. We apply that to the Tea and Tarot, and people come in and read spreads. You don't have to have your own cards. We do have loaners, but it's a lot of fun, and you just practice and get to learn new spreads. So it's good times.
And you get to meet folks and make some new friends.
Right, they're all doing the tarot, and it's free tea. And this is a free event. So all you gotta do is show up at 6:30 on Friday, January the 5th. Following that, February 19th, I believe, Skaji, you have a full contact tarot gig going.
Full contact tarot. That's a 6-hour workshop. It's an intensive. I include crayons, and
That's important.
this is not a free one, but you can look for us on the book face and on my Facebook, Skaji Tarot, and
Instagram as well, because we'll be posting hopefully that on Instagram too. So.
But it's a 6-hour intensive. We don't talk about what the cards mean. It's a lot of exercises to help you become more intuitively in touch with your cards. Crayons, I throw candy at you, keeps you on your feet.
Good times. And then moving into the 3rd Friday, we're going to be having Tea and Stars. And this is going to be now astrology, something new we're starting. This is the first year. So this is going to be dealing with the transits of the month. So, and obviously you'll learn a little bit about astrology, but also learn just how it goes and what's going on during that month. So it's free too. So come in, do some tea there, and learn a little astrology and what the hell's going on this month, kind of thing. Also, our Witchcraft 101 classes, orientation is on the 9th of January, and the classes start in person on the 16th. So these will both be online and in person. And the orientation will go through that. So it's going to be on Facebook Live, and that'll be on the 9th at 6:30. We'll be doing that. And I think it's really next big event is in June. There'll be some more stuff. Obviously, we do Tea and Tarot all the time. Oh, what's about MCP?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to try to bring MCP back to in person. We've been doing the podcast now for a while, well, since COVID. So Magic City Pagans in person on the 4th Friday at 6:30. So that's 6:30 to 7:30. And we'll have different topics and lectures. Like I know in February, it'll be the 3 Fates. We'll be doing with that and going through different things like that. So the events, some different topics, some cool stuff, some lectures, open discussion, kind of things like that. So that's Magic City Pagans. And the last weekend in June, Christopher Penzac will be here, and he'll be teaching a 3-day class. So the Friday class, and then Saturday and Sunday are one class. So cool stuff. Check us out on Facebook. The event page is already up, so you can check it out there and see what's going on, everything like that.
And the back to the MCP, are we going to continue to do the podcast?
Podcast will be done as well. I'm not sure how closely they'll follow the actual meeting, but
Or just a discussion.
Yeah, the podcast, we talk about different things, but in the meeting, sometimes they go down the rabbit hole. They chase the rabbit, so you never know where they may go, which is part of the fun. So
Yeah.
Someone has a favorite thing they want to ask questions about. It's a good place to come to and ask questions. So, again, I'll try to post what we're going to be talking about in the events. No promises on that one. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to do some spreads. I'm going to go first with my massive 12-card spread. Dun, dun, dun. Of course, we're talking about the new year, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a card for every month. And the way it works is we have one card, and we can look at it. And of course, positive. If we need to throw extra cards for clarification, we can do that. Sometimes this may be a 24-card spread where you have what's the positive, what's the negative. This case, we're just going to do what's happening that month just for this. So we're going to start off with January. Ooh, it's a little fuzzy. What the heck happened? Wasn't fuzzy when I lifted it up. I'll look him up. I know it's a little fuzzy, guys. I don't know why. He didn't like that. Probably because I was out of frame. It's not upset. All right, so we got January, February, March, April, May. And I'm going to come down here to June. June, July, August, September. Oh, squeeze them in. Help me, help me. There we go. You know what? We're just going to do that to get everybody nice and close. We're all friends. We're all okay. We all just get along. There we go. I know I just cut the emperor off a little bit, but he'll get over it.
It was an ego thing with them. So.
Yeah, no. Let's go there. How about that? All right. So we got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Boom, October, November, and December. Wow, look at that. All right. So in January, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I would definitely look at going into the new year with confidence, feeling good about things, know where we're standing. Yes, we're we're there.
Got everything all squared
So,
away.
yes, we think we know what's going on. At least we feel it. And then of course, then February wakes up and goes, "Yeah, no, you don't."
That probably was just like you read.
I spent
you
that
thought.
much on the credit cards.
Yes.
Yeah. How much I got to pay now back? So here we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is definitely a confidence, know your stand kind of card. She definitely knows who she is and how she deals with things. And then again in February, now we have conflict, right? We have, oh crap, we're now doing the dance. We're blocking and pairing and moving. So definitely got to stay on our toes in February and deal with the fallout of probably 2023. So, feeling good. And then, of course, March, let's definitely say reality has set in. And I'm going, oh crap, now I got to carry this and get through this.
Mm-hmm.
The shock and awe of February, now dealing with it with March. You guys, anything? Throw some stuff in there, man. Jump in.
No, keep going.
Okay. So, yeah, April. That's where you kind of go, ooh, maybe it's time to separate some things and say goodbye to certain things.
Yeah.
Probably because we're carrying such a heavy burden, in the previous March, that we're like, okay, I can only carry this so long. Maybe I can get rid of some stuff here. There's that separation, that division.
You gotta break up with someone something soon.
And another way that I look at the Ten of Wands sometimes is my son has a habit of trying to bring all of the groceries in one trip. You can take more than one trip. You can put some stuff down. You can let some things go and take more than one trip.
Right. May not be this time. And of course, then you're moving into, so we say March, April, May. Now we have our dreams and our expectations, right? We have our goals. I always look at this card when it's in the upright position that, okay, they're attainable. They're not unrealistic. I'll put it that way. May not get them, but they're not unrealistic.
And in this deck, which I also use with clients, sometimes this card comes across with that escapist kind of thing.
We're daydreaming.
Yeah.
Thinking, I'm going to win the lottery. It's all going to be,
It's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right. Which just brings us into June. So we have the lovely Emperor there. And now it's time to, okay, it's now been 6 months into the new year of 2024. Maybe now it's time to start taking control of things. We've been sort of, dealing with things and daydreaming here and everything. Now it's time to make better choices and decisions on this back half. And really sort of, much like the harvest time, time to get ourselves in gear and start preparing to take care of things.
You just got wisdom along the way. That's all you needed.
That's right. Definitely that experience, And then, of course, moving into July, a lot of times when we try to take control of things and we try to, okay, this is how it's going to be, we may feel loss of guidance there, our direction. A lot of times we're, okay, now I've got this. Now what do I do with it?
Tiger by the tail syndrome.
Yeah. So, so I see, like I said, in June, we're taking control of things, with wisdom, trying to make wiser choices. In July, we're going to feel, okay, I've been doing this. Now, where the hell am I going?
With the Six of Swords reversed, it always kind of has that feeling of upright. It's like finally we can kind of put things sort of kind of to rest, and at least we're going to moving on. It's like, can't move on yet, babe. But you have to really kind of look at them mess.
Yes.
The mess of things that they were, and you're still teasing out a lot of those knots. So good, you have a good head on
Yeah,
your
and
shoulders now. But
And with the
That's it.
strategic side of it, with the swords, that the element of air, another thing in this deck especially, and it's probably difficult to see on the screen, but there's a figure, sort of spectral figure right here.
Yeah.
And we can interpret that in different ways, but we're stuck. Maybe we're not listening to our own intuition, our inner guidance.
Right. Because it's usually that unseen force driving us, so we don't feel that right now. We're adrift. Yeah. And then, of course, now, so we got July, we have August. August is the give and take. It's the balance. It's the charity. It's the, I'm going to give, I'm going to take. I need to make sure I strive more for, I've gone from one stream to the other, trying to make wiser decisions, and I feel lost. Well, maybe because we need to be striking that middle road. We have more of that balance. I got to take, but I got to give, and I got to give, and I got to take. I got to make that exchange happen.
And having it come after the Six of Swords, that ordinarily such like a fast card is all the
Right.
swords love to be. It's kind of like we can find a middle ground here. We're going to slow down. We're still moving, but we got to go slower and kind of finding a pace that's much more recommended and ideally much better than
Yes.
trying to speed run your way through it.
And of course, in September, we get the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is going to be, when it's reversed, it's definitely, oh, I didn't see that before. Where did that come from? See the signs. Cups been sitting here next time, and the universe, how you're going to look, has been nudging. You're going, mm-hmm. You finally go, oh. So September's going to be the, oh, wow, okay. My recognize everything month.
And with that idea going on, jumping back over here to that unseen force, it's that realization.
Right. That maybe I am being guided, maybe I do have, I'm not by myself like I think I am. And then, of course, moving into October, work time,
Get her done.
Get done, but we also don't want to we got to be careful not to close ourselves off.
Right.
We can definitely get that tunnel vision. I got to get this done, get this done, get this done. End of the year is coming. I got to get stuff done. It's like you still got a couple months. It's okay. And then November, is the Wands reversed, None of Wands, and that's you can look at that card a couple different ways. You can look at you get the crap kicked out of you, and you're on the mat and you've been knocked down, and you're going, wow, I really like it down here.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand back up. But it's also about you can say, okay, I've taken my hits. It's time to let stuff go. All those things, all the crap from this year. Why am I carrying it with me? I don't need to carry this onto the new year, right? Especially when I have the world right next to December with that opportunity, that door.
The world ahead, and then like the Eight of Pentacles, which can be such a dense, detail heavy card, where it's like maybe I just don't do that.
Yeah, maybe just let some of that crap go. If
Yeah.
the door's open, all I gotta do is stay there. I don't bring my crap. Why am I bringing 2024, the previous year, into the new year?
Right.
Maybe it's time to let some of that stuff go.
You gained more wisdom.
Yes. So that is my next year spread. So by the month. Okay, anything else? Are we good?
One of the things that I see with spreads looking forward, more than anything, for me, it's a less a predictive part and more of a check the weather part. What are the energies going to be moving that I might need to be prepared for?
Right, exactly. The separation. Okay, I got to be prepared for that. Right. And if I don't like something particular, like I've got obviously February has got that conflict. Well, then maybe in January I need to go with some confidence, but let's don't be overconfident. Understanding that what I spent last year, what I dealt last year, I'm still having to deal with. It's not all gone. So that means I'm probably going to be carrying some stuff, but I want to limit how I carry. Like you said, I don't have to carry all of it. And be willing to let some of that stuff go. Okay. That is my spread. I believe Stevie's up next.
Well, I was going to do a card of
Card
the month. And strangely enough, the card of the month is the Wheel of the Year.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or the Wheel of Fortune in some cases. So we've got several examples. This is from a Marseille style deck. It's an earlier style deck. And we can kind of see the influences here.
I'm going to see if I can adjust the lighting. Maybe that'll give us a little bit more clarity on the cards. Maybe that's the problem.
And so we've got the Rider-Waite Smith. And then the Robin Wood.
Not what I wanted. I may not be able to do that. Oh, no, wrong button. Did I do it done?
No, I made it worse.
Ain't that a button? Okay.
Up a little bit more.
That's better.
Yeah, it's still a little out of focus, but
It's not bad.
How about the camera? Can you bring it down a little bit?
No, it's cool. You can still see us pretty.
there you go.
Okay. So the direct light stuff things off.
So, with our Wheel of Fortune from the Marseille deck, it's an earlier style, and then we can see the influences on the Rider-Waite Smith and still on the Robin Wood deck. This is a Mucha or Mucha deck, and it's a little more, what's the word? Stylized.
Art Nouveau.
Well, I know it's Art
Yeah.
Nouveau, but it's
Yeah, it's
a
more
little more
stylized, yeah.
stylized. And this one is just called the Wheel, and it's from the Wildwood Tarot. And Stevie has a card from, what's that word, Slow Holler?
Yeah.
From the Slow Holler, which is a collaborative deck by several different artists, and it's called the Fortuna. What we see with all of these, we have that wheel motif, but in earlier interpretations of this card, it was, in many cases, earlier writers had that specific fortune, good luck. Luck is good, luck is bad, and it's more associated with chance and destiny. But as attitudes have changed throughout the year, we see associations with time. We see the whole that there's the chance is represented by the little roulette ball there. But we see the movement of stuff here, and it's really in here under the wheel. We see the wheel of the year and the passage of the seasons. And I like the thread in this. It's sort of a fate-related idea.
You have that fate, but then you also have the cycles of the moon going around it as well to kind of also indicate that passage of time in a way that's maybe more subtle as compared to some of the other ones.
And a lot of the opinions on this card have evolved over the years to now some modern writers are speaking more about recognizing patterns as opposed to fate and destiny and luck. It's about finding the patterns we're in or accepting the what goes around comes around and the passage of time. And that's just an idea. You can look at different decks and see different interpretations that the artists may have, and that can inform your readings no matter what deck you use.
Absolutely. Okay, that sounds good. All right, Stevie, you're up.
Yay, Stevie!
So this is a deck based off of D&D, so that's really fun. There's 12 different classes, and so we get to go through one each year because I ran through the Zodiac a few years ago. So this one's going to be for the Wizard. With different subclasses or with different classes in general, they have different leanings and ways in which they do magic. So with Wizards, they went to university. They incurred their student loan debt. They got the book smarts in order to become big wizards. And so a lot of that is going to be relying upon, what do we need to learn from this endeavor, from this point in our life. It's a good kind of general spread, or you can apply it to a certain thing depending on how many cards you want to throw down. But kind of the focus of your studies, your magical focus, your foci, either an area to really focus on or something or a tool that you'll need to make this a lot easier. And finally what to do with it. It's kind of in the setup as like a past, present, future almost, but just you got all this learning, you got all this stuff done, so now what?
Yeah. and this is a 5th edition.
This
D&D
is
spread?
5th edition because that's when I got into it. So use different editions at your will. I don't know. We have some fun ones. We have the Oracle and or the High Priestess here as your particular field of study, the things that you're learning. This is going to be the High Priestess because this deck likes to rename stuff.
Yes.
So here it's really kind of tapping into a lot of the more hidden side of the self, that more kind of literal occult knowledge sometimes even, and really kind of giving a lot of that more intuitive sort of push to the front a little bit as opposed to like what we would call hard.
Yeah.
You have to kind of listen to your gut and really go with that and then let that be exemplified as opposed to some of the other cards where it's more outside influences controlling that. This is a very internalized card in a lot of ways.
I like and the moon is of course tied into that
Mhm.
inner psyche, that
Right.
unconscious, that intuition.
The mysteries.
Yeah, very much so. For your tool or your magical focus, we have the death card reversed.
Necromancy.
You gotta go into necromancy. um, but it's really, I think, looking at as you're going into this like in kind of internalized journey, you have to really look at what you're trying to get rid of, and what you're trying to kind of begin releasing. The death card reverse is very much a things are passing away, and that has a lot of really heavy ties to it, the really heavy emotions to it. But only trying to hold on with like a white knuckle grip is only going to impede your journey forward. So you have to kind of again trust it. It's kind of cheesy, but you have to trust in these things that you're doing, take on
Right.
this information, and see what needs to be let go in that journey forward.
Well, and for a lot of folks on a magical path,
Mhm.
whether we're rolling d20s or not,
Right.
there's a lot of unlearning we have to do before we can learn the new things.
Yes. Can't be a necromancer if you're trying to hold on all the dead bodies. And then for the kind of outcome of that, we have the Architect of Stones reversed and or the King of Pentacles reversed. You have to really, really let go of a lot of these
Yes.
intensely resolute things you have done in the past. We love the King of Pentacles, but he's just so stubborn and so set in his ways, and he kind of has that
Being the conservative side of things.
very conservative and very it's tradition. This is how we've always done it, so we don't need to deviate from that. We're deviating a lot, and you have to really kind of roll with that, or a lot of these kind of deeper mysteries that you're trying to find within itself don't really pan out in a way that's useful or good for you, or you did all this work for nothing in a way if you keep trying to kind of resolutely stay where you are.
Right. Just be outside the box.
Very much so.
Okay.
Sounds
That's it.
great.
Fantastic. We'll work on the camera, getting it a little better as far as that zoom shot. It's so light when he hits the cards. I think it's having a hard time
Yeah.
focusing on it. I know so Tracy's hand was there, all of a sudden it focused. I'm like, "Ah." Okay. So I'll play around with that and see what we can do. All right. So that really brings us back to just a recap of everything. Tea and Tarot, the first Friday of the month.
That's
The 5th of January, 6:30. Witchcraft Orientation, the 9th, 6:30 on Facebook Live. And then, of course, you have your full contact tarot, February 19th.
Mhm.
The third Friday, we have Tea and Stars. That's astrology, free. And then Magic City Pagans meeting on the fourth Friday. And that one's also free, of course. And we'll be just talking about, I don't know, we'll come up. I'll post what we're going to be talking about, the lecture, whether it's going to be about high magic or Saturnalia or just different topics every time. So it deals just more with the pagan side of things, things like that. And then Christopher will be here in June. So you go ahead and start booking those classes now because his will fill up. He hasn't been here in quite some time. So it's
And
really nice.
he's a fantastic presenter. He's a great guy. It's worth the look.
Yeah, it really is. It's you will come out going, whoa, okay. I just got learned. I just got educated. So it's really good. You'll learn a lot from them.
Went to your wizard school.
Yes,
Congratulations.
congratulations. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got. So we'd like to sign off and say you guys have a great new year, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks.